Hey guys, so today I have swatches of the Glam Polish Magical Creatures collection. There are 10 polishes here based on the movie Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. These are releasing today, March 3rd at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, so I will link the website down below where you guys can check these out, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is called That's a Bowtruckle, right? And this is described as a bright green jelly with iridescent color shifting glitter and fine holographic micro glitter. So here's one coat. So this one is a bit sheer on that first coat, but you do have a ton of glitter in there. That iridescent glitter is a little bit bigger, so it does take a little bit of manipulation and just a bit of a different application style, I guess, to get it spread out evenly. It's not difficult though, and the formula is great on this one. So here is two coats. I can still see my nail line pretty well through this one on two coats, so I'm going to do a third. And because there is a good amount of glitter in here, and like I said, the iridescent glitter is kind of large, you will definitely want top coat, maybe even two coats of top coat to smooth it out. So here's three coats. Looking at this one after it dried, the only nail that I could really make my nail line out well on was my pointer finger, so I think you could probably get away with this in two as well, just depending on how you apply it. And that iridescent glitter is going to be a little bit difficult to remove. So there is three coats of That's a Bowtruckle, right? The next polish is called Newt, I Don't Think I'm Dreaming, and this is described as a blue tinted jelly with iridescent color shifting glitter, iridescent flakies, and fine holographic micro glitter. So here is one coat. And this one is pretty sheer on the first coat because it does have that light blue jelly base. Great formula on this one. Feels about the same as the last one. The iridescent glitter does take a little tiny bit of manipulation to spread out evenly, but not much. So here's two coats. This one is starting to build up on the second coat. You can see that blue base turning really blue. It is definitely sheer enough to wear as a topper if you really wanted to though. So here is three coats. And this one does build up completely on three. If you look really, really closely, depending on your application, you might be able to pick out some nail line, but very unlikely, and there's so much sparkle going on that the little bit that you could see is really, the sparkle distracts from it. Sorry, I haven't had coffee yet this morning. And like the last one, the iridescent glitter is going to be chunky when it dries down, so you will want a couple coats of top coat. So there is three coats of Newt, I Don't Think I'm Dreaming. The next polish is called, well, my label says Dougal, but my email says Douglas. So Douglas, My Demiguise, and this is a hollow base, described as a hollow base with iridescent color shifting glitter and multiple sizes of silver holographic glitter. So here is one coat, and this one is just a holographic base, so it is pretty sheer on that first coat. It takes a little bit of manipulation to get that glitter spread out evenly. Good formula though. So here is two coats. So this is starting to build up on the second coat. Still a bit sheer though, so I'm going to do three. This is another one that you could definitely use as a topper in one coat if you wanted to. So here is three coats. And three coats does cover completely on this one. This is another one you will need a couple coats of top coat for because it is going to dry pretty textured and it will be a little bit difficult to remove. So there is three coats of Douglas, My Demiguise. The next polish is called Good Show, Mr. Kowalski, and this is described as a gray crelly with iridescent color shifting glitter and fine holographic micro glitter. So here is one coat, and this one is a bit sheer on that first coat. Great formula though, and it does take a little bit of manipulation on that glitter, but not as much as the last one. The last one had larger silver holographic glitters in it as well, so it took a little bit more working to get them spread out evenly. This one, not so much. So here's two coats. And this one covers completely into with a thicker second coat. If you do thinner coats, you might end up needing three for this one. And this will dry textured, so you will definitely want top coat. So there is two coats of Good Show, Mr. Kowalski. The next polish is called You Are Our Only Hope, Frank, and this is described as a clear base with iridescent color shifting glitter, metallic flakies, and fine hollow glitter. So here is one coat. And this one is a little bit sheer on the first coat, but with those metallic flakies in there, it actually does cover the nail pretty well for just having a clear base. Good formula on this one, and this is another one that you could probably use as a topper in one coat if you really wanted to. So here's two coats. So the second coat is, like I said, starting to build up pretty well for being and a clear base. It's still a little bit sheer, you can still see through it. It's going to need a third coat, but the color shifting little flakies that are in there are really helping to make this more opaque. So here is 3 coats, and this one does cover completely in 3. And I feel like with the color shifting flakes and the color shifting glitter in there, it just makes this whole polish look extra shifty. And it is going to dry a bit textured, so you will want top coat. So there is 3 coats of Your Only Hope Frank. The next polish is called I Think Your Egg is Hatching, and this is described as a teal jelly base with iridescent flakies, iridescent glitter, shifting metallic flakies, crimson shimmer, and fine holographic micro glitter. So here is 1 coat. This one is in a much darker base than any of the other ones that I've done so far, so it is covering considerably better on the first coat. This one is a little bit thicker than the other ones. I wouldn't say that it's too thick, but it is noticeably thicker. And it does have that little bit of a funky smell that blue polishes can get. So here is 2 coats. And this one does cover completely in 2. This dries a little tiny bit dull and a little bit textured because of that iridescent glitter, so you will definitely want top coat. So there is 2 coats of I Think Your Egg is Hatching. The next polish is called Much More to You Than Meets the Eye, and this is described as a dark mauve curly with iridescent color shifting glitter, shifting metallic flakies, and fine holographic micro glitter. So here is 1 coat, and this one is a little bit sheer on that first coat, but like I said for the last one, it's a bit of a darker base than what I've seen so far in the collection, so it still covers better than most of them. That's not to say that the lighter ones were flawed, they just had lighter bases and were naturally going to take more coats to cover. Formula is good on this one. So here is 2 coats, and this one does cover completely in 2. And like all the other ones, that iridescent glitter is a little bit on the chunky side, so it is going to need top coat. So there is 2 coats of Much More to You Than Meets the Eye. The next polish is called Case Full of Magical Creatures, and this is described as a plum-tinted jelly with iridescent color shifting glitter, shifting metallic flakies, and fine holographic micro glitter. So here is 1 coat. This one is a bit sheer on the first coat, but there's a lot going on in here with the different glitters and flakies, so it does help give it a little bit more coverage. Great formula on this one. So here is 2 coats, and this one covers completely on 2. You might need 3 depending on your application. I feel like it's right on the edge. And again, that glitter is going to be a little bit chunky, so you will need top coat. So there is 2 coats of Case Full of Magical Creatures. The next polish is called Swooping Evil, and this is described as a dark blue jelly with iridescent flakies, metallic shifting flakies, iridescent color shifting glitter, and fine holographic micro glitter. So here is 1 coat. This one is still a little bit sheer, but does cover really well. Good formula on this one, a little bit on the thicker side. Again, I prefer thicker formulas, so I don't think it's terrible, but it is definitely thicker than the other ones. So here's 2 coats. And this one does cover completely in 2. And this will dry a little bit textured because of the glitter and the flakes that are in there, so you will want top coat. So there is 2 coats of Swooping Evil. And the last polish is called Paws Off What Doesn't Belong to You, and this is described as a black jelly with iridescent color shifting glitter, shifting metallic flakies, and fine holographic micro glitter. So here is 1 coat. This one is a little bit sheer on that first coat, but it's not terrible. It should only need 1 more. This one is another one that's pretty thick. It's not too thick, but I think it's right on the line of too thick, and because I prefer thicker formulas, I might be a little bit more generous to this than someone who doesn't like thicker formulas would be. So here is 2 coats. And this one does cover completely in 2. It will dry a bit textured because of that iridescent glitter, like all the other ones, so you will want top coat. So there is 2 coats of Paws Off What Doesn't Belong to You. So I think my favorite is You Are Our Only Hope, Frank, and I feel like it's only because it seems like the color shifting glitter stands out the most in this one. I mean, you can pick it up in all of them, it stands out really well, but for just some reason I feel like this one is the one that stands out to me the most, and it's just very, very shifty and like magical looking, I guess. So that is the Magical Creatures collection from Glam Polish. Again, I will link that website down below where you guys can check those out. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.